big man. I just wanna fight with
You guys ready to have some fun?
So when a filmmaker comes with such an ambitious project, be honest, how crazy do they sound up front?
You know, if the filmmaker is Richard Linklater and you've already made 4 movies with him or something, it didn't sound crazy to me at all. You know, he said to me he had this idea about making a movie about growing up, and instead of trying to boil it and condense it to one, you know, pithy moment, he wanted to shoot over a period of 12 years, collecting moments, you know, building a whole imaginative life of a young person and to grow up with them. Personally, I couldn't believe it hadn't been done already. It seemed like such a great idea. It's kind of funny, but I remember seeing some interview where Paul McCartney, he started singing the tune to Hey Jude, and he felt like it was such a good melody, he must be stealing it from somewhere. And he, you know, he played it for John Paul. No, I haven't heard that. That's kind of how I felt when Rick told me. He's like, well, hasn't some brilliant Russian director already done that or something? And so I just wanted to be a part of it.
He sounds brilliant. I was so excited the minute he said it. I couldn't believe he got financing. I loved the idea the second it came out of his mouth, and I really wanted to be a part of it.
So there was never a doubt?
Never, except the ending. I doubted that it was a good idea to stop shooting. I doubted that we should let other people see it, because what if they didn't like it and it was so important to all of us?
Ellar, is it weird having your entire adolescence captured on camera for everyone to see?
Very much so. But it's kind of beautiful, you know. I mean, I think I'm a pretty vulnerable person, and it's kind of satisfying to just like, it's whatever, it's all out there, you know.
Did it help you grow as a person, or?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, working on the film definitely was a huge part of me growing up, and you know, watching back on it certainly it's very, I don't know, self-actualizing, I guess.
So what's your fondest memory of your own adolescence and, you know, maturing? What would your climax
Does
to your
anybody have
Boyhood
fond
be?
memories of adolescence? I don't know. You know, friendship for me. I don't know, my parents are pretty great too. If I had to pick, my favorite moments from my childhood are like camping with my dad. That's part of why Rick had the same thing. We're like, yeah, we have to make a scene out of that.
And I think early on too, in Ellar's younger years, his presence is really known, and he does such a wonderful job acting. So did that surprise you at all as a young actor he was?
You know, it was kind of spectacular. The first year, I had them for a weekend, just me and them.
That's nice.
And we hung out, and I cooked for them, and we did art projects, played with dinosaurs in the backyard. And even the first year, Rick would be like, you guys are fighting the backyard, the back seat of the car. What are you going to be fighting about? Well, let's practice a few things. What do you think you might be fighting about? So they were always collaborating, and pretty early on, a few years in, Ellar needs to have a haircut. So Rick said, Ellar, don't cut your hair this year. We need it long so we can have this haircut scene. Ellar's looked so bummed in the haircut scene, but he's so happy to get his haircut. He was really thrilled. So that shows what a good actor he was.
Now, was the story always evolving, or was it very scripted? Because, you know, year to year people change, so.
Yeah, both. I mean, it's highly structured and able to incorporate this incrementally changing cast, you know. Everybody was getting a year older, the culture was changing. So, you know, it was a little bit of both, but it was a kind of a life project. I don't, you know.
Do you feel pressure to maybe keep the same physical appearance year to year, knowing that you would come back to this project?
I didn't feel pressure to keep it, but I felt pressure to get it back when it was time for him to shoot. You know, particularly as the character, part of the story of what happens to my character is how he kind of gets more and more square, takes on more and more responsibility, and kind of gives up some of his dreams in exchange for showing up as a parent. So trying to maintain a square haircut or get one and not screw up the other projects, grow a mustache, you know. All this was a little dicey, but I was always able to do it.
So now, being the mother figure, did you find yourself becoming attached to Ellar over the years?
Yeah, and Samantha and Lorelai. Yeah, they're amazing kids. So it's such a beautiful honor to watch them grow.
How much did that help your performance?
A lot.
The emotionality of it really connected?
And also who they were. I mean, they're just so easy to love, those people. It's easy to love them, and be amazed by them and who they are.
Now I'm curious, what was your favorite year to film, or maybe age range, and what was the most difficult age range to film?
I mean, we say it all the time that they just kept getting better, really. So the last year, I think, was the one I enjoyed the most. You know, I had the most confidence and the most understanding, and it was just beautiful out in the desert, and it was, you know, that was great. I don't know. I mean, as far as difficult, it was never really difficult. It was just fun, you know. It's like it was kind of such a part of just crafting it that it was just on the day we were already in it.
And you mentioned always returning to Richard, and I mean, you have the Before franchise going. Is there any, want to go back to Jesse and Celine one more time, maybe?
I love you calling it a franchise.
It is technically.
I have no idea about that. I kind of feel like those 3 movies work well as a unit, and I'd be kind of surprised if we made another. But if in a few years Julie came and said, I had a dream and I saw them and it's, they're on a submarine and, I don't know, I could imagine us doing it.
What do you want to be, Mason? What do you want to do?